Welcome to Online Math 100. Uh, we are about to endeavor on taking a math class on your own in your own environment with a few basic rules that go along with everything. My name is Mr. Myers, Kenneth Myers, and I am the one in charge of teaching Math 100. You're going to see a course that is really just the same as the course you have in the classroom. We do make a few changes. As you look at it, you will find that there'll be a syllabus listed in at least one place, if not two, one on the main page of My Open Math. Let us be very incredibly clear. My Open Math is the program, and getting into it and using it will answer all the questions. We will enter with use of, most likely, we will be involved with Canvas this time. Just about the time we get things figured out for one direction, they like to switch things up. So we're going to move to Canvas. Well, in Canvas, it's basically only there just to let you know that there is a class and the basics on entering the class. When you take this class, you will go into myopenmath.org, all one word, .org, and you will register into the class. When you register into the class, you will create a username and password of your own. And these must be remembered because they're the only way you can get in. And I'm not sitting here with passwords. So, and the second thing I don't want to have is 5 different listings for you having re-entered 5 times. You just get it right the first time and write it down so you don't forget it, because everybody says I'll never forget it. And then 3 weeks later, I'm trying to remind them of their username and password. In the instructions on Canvas, you will see a course ID number and a key to use when you're registering. You will be asked to put in an email. Make sure the email, if that's still what happens, when you put an email in, make sure it's one you check once a day. Now, why would that be important? First of all, snow, you never know what's going to happen, whether a class is happening or not. But more importantly for you, if there's a change in what we ask for or require, we want to make sure that you get that note. The syllabus will tell you that my office is 142 in the Gender Fine Arts Building. And so if you ever need anything, I'm in here. I don't have an office phone. My email is kmyers@peru.edu. So if you need anything, email me, and that'll be also in the syllabus and on the page somewhere. When you go in, you'll be asked to do assignments. Each chapter is given a week to get it done. Now, each chapter has multiple sections. Each section has a few questions. So at the end of a week on Sunday night, it will close. And at that time, you should have all the items from that week's sections done. So technically, it opens on a weekend and closes on Sunday of the next week. So you have plenty of time to get through the questions. It's a matter of learning to manage. Okay? Now, week 1 would be chapter 1. Week 2 will be chapter 2. Now, chapters 1 and 2 are connected by a single test. That test will be on Sunday of the last of the second week. Now, at this moment, normally they're only open on Sunday, and you'll have 2 hours sometime on that day to finish it. Now, what I may do is open it up more of the week so that you can go in, but be very clear. When you do check in, to that test. Once you start the test, the clock starts. You have 120 minutes to be done. At the end of 120 minutes, it closes and it's over. There are no excuses for pauses in the middle of it, so make sure that you're ready when you start one. Okay? I would think that almost never would it take 2 hours to take a test, but that's the time limit. Okay? So make sure that you're ready for that. More of the basics are included in print in places, but I wanted to say most of these things out front. You do not get graded technically on attendance in an online class, but I report to the school your attendance, and that my attendance is during the week. If at no point during the week you showed up for class, I'm going to list that with the school. So if something happens later on and they say, "What happened?" You say, "I was coming in every day. I don't know what happened." Boom. They know you weren't in every day, and I've got it documented. I can tell exactly when you're in and what sections you're looking at when you are in. So I've been at this a little while, so you know that I know how to make sure that people follow the rules. Okay. Now, as far as an online course, they're always a little simpler because you have the option to use videos besides what I give you. Every chapter has videos that I did in front of the board, just like I was in a class. Unfortunately, there are no persons in the room to ask questions. So any questions would have to come to CATS. CATS will have a set of tutors that will probably take some online questions, or myself. My schedule normally has me in class 9:30 and 12:30 type things. So I will probably try to put a schedule somewhere in the announcements or something so that you can see when I'm in class. Okay. Otherwise, I only ask that don't expect me to be wide awake and answering questions after 10 o'clock at night. I have a family, and in the evenings, I may not check it. I get things directed to my phone, so I will know when things come in. But at a certain point, it's my family time, so therefore I may not answer it till the next morning. And my daughters were night owl studiers too, so uh, but they knew better than try to wake me up at 1 in the morning to answer a question. Yeah. So I'm usually up pretty early. So if you have a question that's desperate, make sure you can get it in so that I can answer it after I get up in the morning. As far as everything else goes, the homework is a portion of your grade, 25%. The tests are 50% of your grade, and the final is 25%. So over the course of the semester, these things will happen. I have it scheduled on a weekly basis, and it comes out just right on the 16 weeks. So uh, we are headed down a track where week by week it'll be. Now, at some point toward the end, if you are picking up steam and you feel like you want to get done with it, we can talk about that, or maybe I will open some parts up early. We have Thanksgiving in there, and I always like to give people an opportunity to use some of those days off to do a few things. So pay attention to announcements and emails, and we will do our best to give you a chance at the end to tidy things up and get it over with. Final is just like any other test, it will be a 2 hour test and preset for that. So um, the only question there is what day do we open it for sure, and it will be listed in your calendar. In My Open Math, there is a calendar. As you go in there right away, you'll see things, and it will list dates things are due. Okay. When something's due, you'll see it. When it's not necessarily due yet, then you won't necessarily see something on it until it reaches a point that it's open, and then it's going to show when it's due. Okay. and you'll pick up on it pretty quick. It happens. So with that, I think what we're going to do is try to close this off. You have a clue now as to who I am and what it looks like. And if you are on campus ever, you certainly feel free to check in. And otherwise, we'll be watching you online. So your first task will be to go into Canvas, find our class, go into the home page on that class. And when you hit the home page, you'll see some different things. You'll have homepage announcements, both available to you to look at. And so go into the homepage and you will see a note there explaining the class situation and has that course ID and that course key. So you will need those two when you register. Then go into myopenmath.org and sign in as a new student. When you register, if you put those numbers in correctly, you will be placed in the proper class. And the classes do not interchange. So somebody who's not in your class will not have the same numbers and things to work with. That's how we keep it all separated. And that's the first thing I start looking for is make sure we get everybody registered right away. You have to show up in class within a week or we have to list you as not coming in. So make sure that you get in, register, and get your name on that list so that we don't have a problem with you being pushed out because you haven't been in. Okay. So at the end of the first week, it get pretty quick to want to know if everybody's in class and are they doing what they need to do. Okay. So hopefully this recording is a reasonable one. It's a little different setup than I've used before, but you'll notice the older setup and some of the grainy pictures. This picture, I hope, is a little bit clearer than some of the other ones. I did those during COVID, and so that's when we developed this online class. So let me know if you have issues, problems as you go along. I hope everything works. And again, My Open Math, that program is your grade book. It's everything. I can communicate through it. I can do all kinds of things through it. Canvas is not the friend of this course. It is there just to get you in. Okay. And so once you have entered, you really don't even need Canvas unless you're going to use it as some reminder. Okay? But there are announcements there, and I could put some announcements into that just for updates and things. Okay. So I am going to end this now, and hopefully we are going to be able to get it saved and put into place for class. Welcome and good luck getting in and set up.